Many thanks there, Philip. Of course, National Bank today being one of the biggest gainers in trading. Moving on, one of the things that the just concluded Global Entrepreneurship Summit will be remembered for is the $1 billion announced by U.S. President Barack Obama towards funding business startups. The fund is expected to assist thousands of small businesses get out of the stage into real investments, with half of the money going towards women and youth entrepreneurship. KTN's Charles Gitonga spoke to government officials and bankers to see how best entrepreneurs can position themselves to access financing.
History has proved Kenya's ability to create businesses, with startups emerging across all sectors of the economy. It is estimated that Kenya is host to more than 7.5 million small and medium enterprises, whose contribution to the economy has grown from 13% in the 90s to 40% today. However, one of the common setbacks that almost every entrepreneur faces is access to financing. Despite the availability of interest-free government funds like Uwezo, Enterprise Kenya and the Youth Enterprise Fund, the government still hopes for a day where financial sector players will introduce a financing model that favors entrepreneurship.
They need to remodel it so that they can not do the traditional thing of we want this security, we want a piece of land. They need to think of how to fund ideas.
We also need to look at how do we then create a capital structure or available capital to allow, right, these entrepreneurs to access capital.
That said, the 100 billion shillings entrepreneurship fund announced by President Obama during the Global Summit will be music to the ears of most entrepreneurs.
This money is going to be distributed through a number of ways. It's coming not only from government sources, but it's also coming from private investors. The U.S. is working with philanthropists, private equity firms, and global donors to try and make new lines of credit available, and at different scales.
Concerns now remain in striking a balance on how entrepreneurship is funded from young business stage, mid-level to corporate stage. According to the experts in the private sector, startups are increasingly getting funding attention, whereas the corporates are stable enough to generate capital either internally or externally. However, the mid-level companies are having it rough, raising money for growth. As different forces work together to promote the entrepreneurship agenda, it is increasingly becoming clear that the growth in this sector will be a major driving force for economies, especially through jobs creation. Charles Gitonga, KTN News.